First off, I don't care what you people say. Never follow rules. I'm a trendsetter anyway. Okay, I march to the beat of my own drum. They say I need rules in my life. Well, I got some. That's one. Kill the competition. Two. Be a loyal dog. Three. And if they snitching on your man, send them to the mall. Four. When you party, go hard till you hit the floor. Five. If you didn't see me do it, what the hell you asking for? Welcome to my world. SINA.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Big Llama Show. I'm the Big Llama. Welcome to the Sunday night live stream. We come to you every Sunday night live, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on the Facebooks, on the YouTube, and on Twitch at Blkout_AD. And I'm here with my co-host extraordinaire, Blkout AD. Welcome, Blkout AD, to the show, sir.
What's going on, Llama?
Yeah, nothing much. So, I guess we should obviously let people know that that we're live, right? Or are we live? Or I hate lying to people, man.
We're not live.
I'm terrible
dude.
at this.
I don't know why you're lying to them, dude. We already told them we're not going to be live, dude. You're not lying to them.
Well, you know, it is coming to you live on a Sunday night, but it is Christmas Eve. So this is a pre-recorded session. So unfortunately, the only thing we're not going to be able to do is to put the chat up on the screen. So if you guys have comments, AD and I are planning to try to watch this live when it goes on the air. So we'll try to comment with you guys and chat with you guys on the chats and on the screen with you, but we won't be able to do it to live. So we apologize for that. For those of you who come here to come chat with us, we won't be able to do that. But again, for those of you who celebrate, Merry Christmas. It is Christmas Eve. Hopefully you're having a good time with your family. For those of you who are Hispanic, tonight is your Christmas. It's not tomorrow. Tomorrow is just another day for Hispanics. But I don't know. I know you didn't celebrate, AD, so I was going to ask you, how did your family celebrate? But that'd be insensitive of me.
My family did celebrate. Just my portion of the family didn't. But it'd be on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. So that's the same thing with mine. Like my friends could never understand like why I was allowed to be like at other people's houses on Christmas Day. I'm like, because we partied and did all the family stuff on Christmas Eve. And the next day it literally was just a day for us. It was like nothing. So I would be with my whole family Christmas Eve, party. They'd stay up really late. Midnight, we'd open up all our presents. And then the next morning, I'd go to a friend's house who had lots of presents, and I'd go help him open his presents. Yeah, look, dude, I got one present. Maybe two, if I was lucky. But my friend, I won't say his name, but he used to get like, I'm not even bullshitting you, like 30, 40 presents. And he always had the latest stuff. So I'd be like, I'm going to his house because he's going to open up the Sega Genesis when it comes out. So let's go. Yeah, I know I'm dating myself. I'm old.
Yeah, we know, dude. Speaking of old, another year of the Llama Show has gone. It's gone by, man. You know, and we were just sitting here because we got a couple clips for you guys to just run down the memory of 2023 and what it was for the Llama Show as a YouTube channel. But going through it, man, time flies. And, you know, we were even like getting a little bit confused of like what clips happened this year and might have happened last year, but we were like, oh, it's like close enough. I mean, there's one clip you're like, oh shit, that was this time last year. So yeah, hey, that's just a testament to how long we've been doing it, you know, a couple years now. Legitimate. Yeah. And it's kind of cool to get to look back and, you know, obviously since we're not live, and I gotta say, this is the first holiday we have pre-recorded something. Usually we stick through it, but you know, Llama's got a family and shit.
Oh, damn the family. No, but you know, you're right. It's actually awesome to be able to go through the archives, right? And to have actual archives and be like, hey, let's go through the videos that we posted this year. And pick the highlights, right? What are the fun things that we did this year? What are the funny parts? just kind of rewatch some of those and share those with everybody. But never again, when we first started, didn't think we'd even have a catalog of clips and shows, and now we've got multiple channels and multiple podcasts to pick from and reactions. And so and you're right, it's weird that I can't even put together like, oh, that was like 2 years ago when we first started, or that was earlier than this year. And that's also because the year has flown by, man. Like, it's crazy how fast the shit has gone through.
I think I've gone to that age where the years are flying by now, because they always say, like, when you get to a certain age, you're just like, what the fuck's going on with the years? And I think this was like the first year where I was like, bro, like, so much has happened this year, but it felt like the year just started, But yeah, man, a lot of growth, a lot of new faces to the Big Llama community, a lot of new faces on content itself. Some of the older faces have taken bigger roles. I'm talking about Bird, Roma 2 Raw, Tangeray. They're doing their own podcast now. Yeah, man. I mean, we talk about it every week, so we're not gonna bore you with another us getting better spiel. But this time of year really like brings that out of people. You really reflect on life. You reflect on the people around, the people you choose to keep around. I mean, my family kind of, it's just the family dynamic isn't like a normal family. So
right.
To really like build something with a bunch of guys I consider brothers, and to like take a nice look back at like what we did, man, it's a good feeling, bro. It truly is. Not no sappy shit. I'm not gonna cry on
no,
on here.
That's my job. That's my job to cry on stream.
I love how your kids make fun of you, by the way. I was watching the clip today. It came out today. And I mean, obviously I watched the episode when it came out, but watching the clip is like, Andrew's like, oh yeah, you do that a lot.
Yeah, both of them, they're just clowning on me for crying. They're like, but you cry all the time on stream. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's different though. It's different.
AD said this would happen.
For sure. So we're gonna recap. We're gonna get into clips. We're gonna get into a couple things. Something to look forward to next year. So AD, we're gonna have to. Again, I don't know what your calendar looks like for next year, December. But I've already talked to Mama Llama, and actually, we're signing up for a parade next year. We're gonna have a float and a parade. Wow. So the Big Llama Show will at least have a December parade, and I'm actually trying to do one more mid-year parade, local in town, to promote the show. So. I definitely already starting the process of doing new things next year. So, and I'm definitely going to live stream the entire parade. Like whatever I'm doing on the parade, just going to live stream. So it'll be a new experience. Anyway,
you guys announcing things a year ahead.
Exactly. Well, you have something to look forward to. But I've already talked to Mama Llama. She rolled her eyes like 3 times, and she was like, "Okay, sure." And I said, we got to make shirts. We got to get giveaways. We got to get QR codes. I said, we're making it happen. So be on the lookout for those announcements. All right. So where do we want to start, man? Where do we want to?
I don't know. We talked about doing like a top 10 list, but I don't even know if that's necessary. I think we just go with some of our favorite clips, man. What right now, if I ask you, obviously we have clips ready, but what of those clips is your number one? Sticks out?
I mean,
I kind of want to save the one I think you're gonna say for the last clip because it is the funniest. If you know what I'm talking,
I don't know if it's my favorite was Aladdin is a cuck. That's still
that one rings with you. You bring that up a lot, to be honest.
Only because it's true. Like okay, not saying that there are fake moments in a lot of people's podcasts, right? But like you and I have some very good, genuine, funny moments that like there's a ton of them that we just don't clip or we don't have access to. But that was one of those moments where it was truly like just like magic, where it was like, I can't believe he said that shit, and like I was just shocked. I was shocked that you said it. And then I was like, And then towards the end, you had me calling him a bitch. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like you convinced me, and I think that's why that clip sticks with me the most, is because I go from like what, no, it can't. You're wrong. To yeah, you know what? Yeah, he's a bitch. And then, and so it was one of my favorite moments that we've had on air. Also, I think one of the first clips I edited and put together of our show that really kind of made me like laugh a couple times over, even on the editing process.
Yeah.
So let me see. Let's share. Let me get that one. Yeah, I had it and then I started laughing. I started laughing about it. Okay, so let's bring it up here and let's watch real quick the Aladdin is a cuck.
Aladdin was kind of a cock. You know what I mean? Jasmine was bad. She was cool, but like Jasmine's my favorite Disney princess of all time.
You almost made me do a spit take. I swear to God. You call Aladdin a cuck? What's supposed to
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
I love your hot takes, man, because I want to argue with you so bad. And I'm like, you just called Aladdin mid, and then you called him that? I said, damn it.
What can I say? How can I combat this guy?
I got nothing for you because Aladdin was a bit of a bitch, but
tell me now, bro. Let's be real. Tell me no.
Let's be real.
Aladdin was kind of a little pussy.
He was a tiny little bitch, but I love the story and I love the music and that's what my favorite part right here.
Like I
love that.
No. Aladdin was kind of a cock.
I mean, come on, that has everything you need in a clip. It has you singing. It has your pronunciation of pussy. Like what more could you ask for?
I was trying to clean it up for the viewers.
I know. And I appreciated that tremendously. But like that was something that I was like, oh man, this is great. This is great fun. How do I top that? How do I top that delivery and everything else? That was a great clip. I just love that.
I like the explanation of it because when what's funny, this is breaking the third wall. I never thought about that until that moment. That was never like something I just didn't like Aladdin. Like the person Aladdin, the character, I did not like him. But in that moment, I don't know if I had beef with him. I think it was just like I didn't respect him as a man, But in that moment, that's when it came out. That was me when I explained it. I'm like, well, think about it. Jafar, whatever I said, that was me like breaking it down in my head. Like, oh yeah, he actually is kind of a little bitch. He was like one of those like weasel kids. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here, spam.
I mean, you convinced me. Like I said, I was like, yeah, he was kind of a little bitch. Like, and I was like, I was there with you. That was
a good time.
Oh man, jeez. So, do you have a clip or a moment that you enjoy
that sticks out?
Yeah.
Out of the ones we have, probably the dog fart story. The dog fart story might be that.
The dog fart, yes, that one is hysterical.
I like that. I like that moment because I got to work it on a multiple podcast, and I saved it. Right, like it happened. I was gonna say it on stream, and I was like, let me wait. I can find a funnier way to say it. Then I said it on, which sucks because I said it on here first, and it was good. But I think when I said it on the late night with AD and Jay Birdie, I thought it was a better portrayal and funnier. Like there was like things I added to it. Like, but I think from the Llama show itself, I mean, it was the original story was here. Roll the clip.
Yeah. Let's roll.
He sleeps out like I go to sleep at like 6 a.m, and my girlfriend's long sleeping already, and the dog's with her. He's probably knocked out for hours as well. And he was laying in my spot, like where my pillow was, and I didn't move him. Right, I didn't move him. I was just like, "You can lay there, dude. You're comfortable. I'll just like a skin and like fit perfectly." And in my head, I swear to God, I was like, just don't fart or something. Like just don't. And in the middle of the night, I'm dreaming. I forgot what I was dreaming about, but I know I was mid dream. I just tasted something, and it woke me up immediately. And I just know he farted in my fucking mouth, and I breathed it. I breathed it in, and it woke me up from my sleep. And I was like, what the like? I couldn't get mad because like I told myself I was like, he's gonna fart, and I'm gonna regret letting him stay there. But it happened, and it was like a bong rip. It was like it was bad.
So you tasted something?
No, it was shit, dude. I tasted shit. I didn't taste something, dude. It was shit.
Oh my god! Again, your delivery, your dry ass delivery of like my excitement of you tasted something and you're like, nah, it's fucking shit. It's just shit. Like I was like, no, man. And then your sound effects. There's a bong rip. I'm telling you, man, that was a classic story. And I didn't even know where you were going with the story. And I was like, and then when I knew where it was going, I just couldn't hold it in. I couldn't hold it in. I couldn't help it.
Yeah, that was that was one of those. Do I let this go online or do I just keep that one to myself? Because like it is kind. It's just funny that it happened, but it is kind of a little embarrassing. Like most people would be like, "Oh, fart in my mouth. I'm not telling anybody about that." Like that's going to the grave. But hey, man, when it's good content, you just let it fly.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because it's going to segue to the next clip that I'm going to play, but it's weird because there's some things that I have in my back pocket, right? Of unedited pieces that I'm like, I should just totally put this out there because it's funny as shit. Or I think it's funny, but it's embarrassing, right? But it's the same thing with a story, right? You tell us, you're like, should I tell this story? And that's kind of like, I know I need to save a story for you when I know it's embarrassing, and I go, I just want to know what AD thinks about this. Like, you know what I mean? I just want to hear his thought on it because either, and again, not that I love being roasted in any way, and not that I love being, made fun of by the team, but I just know that it makes good content when I can just save something juicy for you guys. Now, we got to find the Andy clip, the Andy story. We got to find it because that we have to play at the end. I think if we can find it.
Oh man,
like that story. To be honest with you, that story, I knew was gonna get a reaction, but I wasn't prepared for the backlash of 40 minutes.
Yeah, we went hard on you.
I wasn't. I thought like, wow, we'll make fun of me a little bit. It'll be a fun story, and it took us the entire show. I mean, and I deserved the roasting. Like I really reflected. That's how bad you guys got me. I reflected that night on how much of a cuck I was.
Hey man, Aladdin's your favorite movie.
Yeah, exactly. No. But yeah,
do you remember when the trip was, or when that time span?
Oh, it had to be after November 11th because that was my anniversary. So it was probably that following the weekend after. So you're talking maybe November 17th, somewhere around there. But anyway, the reason I was segueing into stuff that's funny that makes the cut, right, is so there's a bunch of stuff that's on the cutting room floor, right? That if you were to dig into the archives of all my reaction videos, there's this prep work that I do in between. There's like, I sing, I eat food, I make noises, I talk to myself, I psych myself up, I tell jokes to myself. And so at some point when I have more time, when I get a Patreon and I make money doing this shit, I'm going to go back into the archives and do blooper reels and start cutting them. But I just decided that this one was so funny I had to put it on a clip. So here's a clip of me getting ready for a reaction, or going from my intro to the reaction. So enjoy this one.
What was that? 218? All right. Chop that shit down. Chop that shit down, motherfucker. I get some more. Oh, God. That's not gonna make the cut. All right. All right. Earpiece. And earpiece. Okay, let's go.
All right. You gonna learn today.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Sometimes because I'll just have things recorded or whatever, or I'll have like my camera recording, and I'm just like doing weird shit. I'm like, oh, that's being recorded right now. Like if somebody hacks my shit, if the FBI is watching, it's not gonna be a.
I mean, and honestly, that all happened within that span, and it was like, I can't I watched it back, and I was like, why was I doing this nonsense? Like, why was I saying this shit? And who was I talking to? And I was talking to myself. I was psyching myself up for the reaction. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get ready to go. I'm talking. I got my popcorn ready. Like it's a whole production. If I'm not happy about like how the first cut, like I'll do takes. Like I'll do hey, welcome to the Big Llama Show. If I screw it up, I'm like, fuck it, I don't like it. Fuck that take. I like I'm talking to editing me. Like that's why I said, oh, that's not gonna make the cut. So that like is telling me like cut that out, move to the next clip. And so so I when I found that like it was just perfect enough for a clip, I was like, I got to put it out there and just see what kind of reaction I get. And what was funny is a couple of reactors who saw it wrote me, and they were like, you got to put that shit out there. This is comedy gold. I'm like, I know that they do the same things, but yeah, there's a bunch of clips like that. Look, the best ones, and I'm going to find them. The best ones are where I'm yelling at my kids.
Yeah.
In the middle of the reaction. Maybe this is why I don't have a Patreon doing like the watch alongs, because like I'll be in the middle of recording and I'll be doing something and the dogs are barking, and I pause the movie and I'll just look over and be like, shut the fucking dogs up. And I'll be like, or if it's time for one of them to be in bed and I hear him playing the PlayStation, turn the fucking game off. Like, so like you have all these clips of me just yelling random shit to my kids. So so it's an interesting it's an interesting time, to say the least. So yeah. So were you able to find the?
No, I was not. I know Bird's in it, but I also felt like I was taken away from the conversation here looking for it. But
yeah, no, it's fine.
I found the video and somebody mentioned it after it happened. So, have you spoken to Andy?
Oh God.
But one of my favorite moments, and it happened what, a couple times this year, I think. But we actually got to link up in person, when I went down to Florida. And we had Bird in studio, so it was a good time, man. It was the Malibu's Most Wanted Be Kind Rewind, which I thought was a great time. And
yes, it was.
One of the funniest.
Let's read a couple of the reviews and see what they say.
5.10
out of 10.
5.2 out of 10.
Okay, so it's a
IMDb.
It's a mid rating on IMDb.
I really enjoyed that.
But this is not a movie critics would like, though.
IMDb doesn't like
not. Yeah.
doesn't like comedy.
This one, like, not this. I'm not even reading. I'm not dignifying this.
You're not,
I'm not dignifying that. I get.
I'm just supporting my position. That's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah, well, you're the man, dude.
You're the man.
They're all in their 40 pluses over there. You know,
That's somebody that can't say the N word on screen.
whatever. Neighbor.
Nonchalant. That's the word.
Wait, he thought about it. He thought about it.
Yeah. Look at us reacting to Birdie. That's the first part right here.
You got me with nonchalant. I don't know why that's so funny, but you got me with nonchalant. I took the neighbor thing from another podcast that I heard one time, and you got me with nonchalant. I should have passed it on the original and it wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm literally crying in that segment of laughing.
There was a lot of moments. I mean, didn't we start singing? Speaking of like pre-takes, but me and Bird were singing a song, and then you were like, "Oh, you got to do it again." We're like, "We're not doing that shit again, dude."
Because it wasn't. I didn't hit record yet. I didn't hit record yet. You guys were singing the song. I think you were singing the rap that he. Oh God.
That's definitely something coming into the next couple years that I want to do more of, is like the in studio, because it's just a different energy when we're in there. Like,
oh yeah,
it's fun. Like, don't get me wrong, we have so much fun when we're streaming, we're doing the podcast, gaming, whatever we're doing online. Most of the time we're laughing, we're having a good time. But when we were there, like, to me, it felt like, I mean, like, it felt like I was traveling to do the podcast, if that makes sense. Like, I was going there for family and stuff, but like in the back of my head, it was like, oh, I got to link up. I mean, because that week we did a couple things. We did, we even streamed from your house, that week.
Yes,
remember?
Yes, we did.
And
yep.
It felt like I was like, oh, well, I got to make all the time for whatever I can do with Llama. Like, if we can get a video in, we'll do it. If we can get, we did the live show. I think because we did 2 shows. We did the live shows together, the streams, and then this. And that whole week, I was just like, man, this felt like, this is what I want to do. I want to be able to like go somewhere with the boys, sit down, record our pods, have a great time. You know what I mean? Like, the energy was in there, man. So that's why I enjoyed that clip a lot, because it was like that we wouldn't get that same laugh off on Zoom, like, or on Discord or whatever.
Yeah, it's just an energy about Birdie and about just being in the same room with this guy when he has that moment. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, what is so funny about what I just said? Because Birdie's laugh in that moment was just so infectious, and I was just like, I can't even contain it at this moment. I couldn't even think of like why and that's why I started crying, like laugh crying. I was like, I couldn't hold it, but there was just, again, you're right. There's an energy about being in the same room, seeing each other, and just vibing off of each other, and also, being able to, have adult beverages and enjoying the night, that type of thing, because it's a whole different vibe. It's a different atmosphere, and it's a little bit more, I'm not saying combative, but it's more like, hey, we're there in the moment. So if we argue, if we, have a disagreement, it's a little bit more, I would say, real at that point versus kind of online, because we're not really sure what each other is thinking. Like, I can't really tell sometimes if you're really feeling something or not, but like, I might be able to see it on the screen, but when you're there in person, it's way different. So, all right. So, let's see. Okay. So, one of the other good ones that we did, I think we did the, well, it has to do with me flubbing lines. When we were talking about Oppenheimer, remember that? If you remember that clip,
yep.
This is a pretty nice clip produced by Big Poppy Angie. But I messed up and I mispronounced, or I misspoke and said that Oppenheimer was twerking, and so it became a nice clip. So here's the Oppenheimer twerking clip for everyone to enjoy. So let's watch here as Cardi B joins the Oppenheimer cast. Oh, hold on. Is it facial cues and how do we?
I'm more of an IP.
There we go. Emotions, it's expressions, it's little facial cues and little twerks or twerks. no one's twerking in Oppenheimer. Cardi B was in there. Yeah, everybody.
No, I mean somebody was twerking in Oppenheimer, dude. Florence Pugh was throwing it back.
Oh my God, yes she was. Yes she was. Emotions is express. So
oh man, it's funny because we look at you as like the father of the group, the elder statesman, like, as you like to say. So in those moments, for me, it's funny because I know you one way. Like you're very not conservative, but like you're very like I don't know. You make sure you're not saying the wild things, but then sometimes you just let loose and you're like, yeah, I'm with the boys, And in that moment, that side of you came out where it's like, oh yeah,
yeah.
I know. I just know, like when you come on my stream, sometimes you get a little aggressive. I'm like, there you go, Llama, get out of your shell. But for the most part, you're the wholesome guy we see on the intros of your content's very. That's what I think makes us work is that your content's so clean and ours is so not clean, and we can mesh in each other's world a little bit. Like the pussy part was like me trying to like clean it up a little. Like I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna make sure I do it respectful for Llama's thing. But then in a moment like that, I'm like, oh yeah, even though this is the Llama show, I'm getting you out of your comfort zone right now, and that happens a lot too. That happens a lot, not only in those kind of scenarios, but just like I'll bring something up and I'm like, let's lure Llama into this conversation and see how he reacts, which I think segues into another clip about your son. You get real sensitive when I make jokes about your kids being grown-ups.
Oh Jesus! Wait, is this the IPA one?
Yeah.
Oh, did it hit you? Okay, yeah, you're right. We'll talk about why I am the way I am, but let's watch the clip. Let's watch the clip. Jesus. Oh, here we go.
I'm more of an IPA guy. What's this guy?
Yeah. Come on.
You know what IPA, dude?
You don't know what an IPA is.
In penis action, dude? That's so stupid.
This is my boy.
What kind of IPA we talking about?
My son.
That's my son.
That's my boy. That's my son. A boy's just been killed.
Did I hit you hard because you got boys?
Oh my God, did that part hit me hard every time I hear it. Actually, we now walk around and be like, that's my boy, that's my son. We're gonna have to clip this. Because that was bad. That was really bad. Hurt, clip it.
Don't forget to like.
That's our famous thing right there. Hurt, clip it. Just
clip it.
If you're watching, clip it.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's funny because for me, like everybody knows the way I grew up, I'm a little bit like my mom didn't like us cursing, didn't want us watch, like try to keep us away. But as we can tell, my personality was never not that. And I'm never the one. Yeah. I was never like going to not be me. So it got to a point like in my head, I had to consciously be like, no, this is how I want to talk. These are the things I want to say. These are the like I want to be this way. And it's funny because watching you, I see like from my parents' perspective of like my mom would make me cover my eyes when there's titties on the screen, like, and it's like, yeah, but I can still hear them having sex. Like, so it's like a duality. It's like, what are we doing here? Like, you're letting me watch the movie, you're not stopping me, but there's a parameter. I can't see titties. Like, so it's funny with you. That's why I like push that boundary because I'm like, they're gonna grow up and you're gonna have to deal with it eventually. And I'm just gonna help you. I'm gonna push it along, kid. Because I'm from coming from the kid side, it's hard to get out of that. That's one thing where it's like, it's hard to break from like being like, like to this day, like I curse in front of my mom, like, oops, and I'm like, no, what the hell? Like, I'm grown ass man, I pay my bills. But there's still that censor in my head where it's like, no, I'm around her, I gotta be a little bit more less of how I am. That's why I don't like her listening to my content. Thankfully, she can watch the Big Llama Show every Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern.
That's true. But I was gonna say, there's an image, right, that I'd like to uphold on my show and on my content, even though I do get a little spicy in my discussions where I drop a couple of curse words. But there is a freedom that if you want to see a spicier llama, you need to come see me on Blackout AD's Twitch streams, because that's where I let loose. Because I don't know, it's a different feel. Oh my god, just a different feel. But it's closer to the real personality in terms of who I really am behind the scenes, right? Because unfortunately, right, I still have to keep a day job, and so there is a carefully crafted image that I have to have and uphold. But anyway, my turn. And speaking of your personality, you slipped into a personality when we did this reaction. You showed us a side of you that we hadn't seen.
The acting side, dude.
The acting side. You showed us a character that you play. Also, you showed us about this thing called women's empowerment in this reaction. So if you haven't seen the reaction, go watch the Scream 6 reaction. Myself and AD did the reaction. But there was a gentleman who was selling Welch's grape snacks, or Welch's snacks.
Listen, if you ever rode the train, you ever took the 6 train to fucking Parkchester, you've seen somebody out there hustling, young lads hustling, trying to make a way, Just got to represent them, man. I'm for the people.
And this is what they sound like.
When fruit comes first in your favorite snack.
You got to hit them with a classic. Excuse me, I don't mean to bother you, but I'm selling Welch's fruit snacks for $1. I could be out here doing drugs. I could be stealing, but I'm trying to make a hustle.
Welch's fruit snacks. Snack fruitfully.
Yeah. I didn't think that was actually that funny, to be honest. It's like in the moment, I was like, that's kind of, because when I lived in New York, we would make those jokes all the time. Like we would be like, well, just excuse me. Or the dancing people, they come in. Oh, yo, press play. And they start fucking climbing up. You see some wild shit on the trains. So that was just like me and my roommates, like kind of like inside joke, like, excuse me, I got some Welch snacks. So it was just kind of like one of those like throw it in lines. We're watching Scream. They're in New York. They're on the train. I thought it was like a good moment to break the weirdness of that movie. The tension was building in that scene. Yeah. And I put it out. But you really thought it was funny. And at first when I was like, you were like, oh, I want to make it a clip. I was like, I don't think it's that funny. But what's funny is like my sister, who like, I think she's like, she sees what I'm posting, but I don't think she's like, it's not for her. So she's not watching it. The content's not made for her. But she sent me that clip and was like, that was hilarious. Like, that was like the first clip where she was like, oh, yeah, that was funny as fuck. So, thanks for that, because now I got my sister's approval.
Yeah. Trust me. Actually, when I went to New York, I saw that guy, right? Excuse me, I'm selling bootleg Blu-rays if you want some. Yeah. And he had me sold. And unfortunately, I gave $40 to the dancers who fucking tricked me. They were gonna do the 6 backflips over the 6 guys, and they did a backflip over one guy, but then they were coming around to pick up the money, and I already gave them the money, and so anyway, so I got duped. So I got hustled. I got hustled. Anyway, so I think we are at. Am I missing a moment? Because I think we're at moment number 1.
Yeah, dude. Everybody knows moment number 1 of this year. It was talked about for weeks. It was the first pseudo viral moment in the Blackout Big Llama community. And it was, we should have known this guy's first appearance on the Big Llama show. If you guys know, OGs know, his first appearance was not good, and I gave him shit for months, and he gotten better. I do got to say, he's gotten a lot better. But Mr. Roman Too Raw,
Yeah.
I don't even want to say what happened. Let's just let it go, dude. Let it
Yeah,
go.
yeah. We'll talk. We'll talk the highlights and the aftermath. But let's watch Roman 2 Raw at his finest work. Let's roll this fucking clip. Oh man,
Oh god.
There it is.
there it is. So
Fucking movie.
fucking movie, man. It
Everybody but Gabe really enjoyed it.
Asleep.
it was
dear
live.
God.
That was actually
Does he
live. I mean,
Oh shit.
hold on, like you said, I'm poking him.
Should I call him?
This is truly something special to see.
It is amazing. It is amazing.
It's like watching the Mona Lisa being painted for the first time. It's just
The fact
so
that he had his
beautiful.
headphones in his ears,
Oh,
still
and he
knocked
can
out.
hear us.
Unfazed.
You know this is going in the edit.
Unfazed.
This is
Yo,
going
anytime,
right.
yo, you gotta put every time there's an awkward scene, you just put him there. I'm calling him too. He's not answering.
Oh man,
He's not
Oh my
Alright.
god!
Let's
that's truly fucking remarkable.
Wait till AD5. He's never gonna live this one down, dude. Remember for this.
Oh, man.
There's anybody who has made memorable moments on the Big Llama Show, it's Gabe himself.
I mean, you guys can't see my screen, but I'm.
you really said I'm touching
Oh,
him.
man.
Oh man, I definitely
Yeah.
just made him full screen and took a picture of it though.
That's a thumbnail right there.
That's the thumbnail.
That is totally the thumbnail. All right, so we just watched Nacho Libre, the Jack Black movie. You guys have seen the movie before. I have not. Neither has Gabe.
He wants to be included, but this is never this is what we get.
Oh, all right. Should I stop here? Or should we just keep
Yeah,
going? Like
no,
this?
because
Okay.
he doesn't wake up, right?
No, he doesn't get up.
Yeah.
And oh my god. So I've never experienced something so funny in my life. And so awkward. But you got text right
Oh,
away.
immediately, yeah. And all right, so it's fun. I find it funny that like I'm even though you're the elder statesman, I feel like I'm the dad of the group. Or like Bird said it in the clip, like wait till AD figures this out. And then I remember you told me you thought about like, yo, AD's not gonna be happy with this because for me, I was supposed to be on that, and I just
Right.
couldn't make it or whatever. So just to get the text, I was like, oh, the boys are doing some content, whatever. And then Bird hits me with, yo, this guy fell asleep during the review and sent me the picture. And I was like, no. And we even got video. We couldn't find it in time
Right.
for this, but we have video of his girlfriend waking him up and him realizing he fell asleep. And like he put his head down, like the shame he had. Oh man, because up to that point, and again, Gabe has gotten a lot better as a broadcaster, and I'm proud of him. But up to that point, I'm the most hard on him for anything because he's like my actual cousin. He's like somebody I want to see do well in life. So and especially like if you're gonna work with me, like let's be good at this shit. Like I'm not trying to do it just for fun. Everybody knows I want to be the best at this. So if you're gonna do content with me, like I expect you to be like a little bit more professional than falling asleep on somebody's stream. Especially, that's the thing. Like you've worked with Gabe before, so you know how he is, and it's like kind of funny for that. But imagine you did it, and we're doing the show. I'm like, yo, I got some people that will do a reaction with you, and then he falls asleep. Like that kind of looks bad. Like it'll still probably be funny, but it still like kind of look bad and frowned upon. So in that moment, up to that point, he had that reputation of like he was messing a lot of things up, and then I was just, I kind of. When I did talk to him, I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, he's like, I know, bro, but I was so tired. I was like, I get it. But and I had to also look at it like it was a funny moment. And we talked about it for weeks. I mean, it got brought up a lot. I mean, me and Bird make jokes that we're going to put it on a shirt. and put sleep on it. like we make jokes about this. So I mean the content speaks for itself, and the like even you guys like in your reaction, because it's got to be like, bro, he's sleeping. Like I'm surprised he wasn't snoring. And didn't he yawn early in the video, like super long?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like,
There was.
sound there.
I had pointed it out because obviously in the edit I had known what happened, so I started to kind of hint in the edit that. And now Gabe in the longest yawn, and it was like, oh, he's falling asleep, and I'm like, okay, it's starting to happen. like I could start to see it in the edit mode, but when we were recording, you could actually see it, and you can start to see. I look around like, does anyone else see this? Like I'm looking to my left or right, and I'm looking at faces in the camera because I'm on the screen. I'm just trying to see, and I'm just looking for awkwardness, and I think I saw Birdie actually catch it. Like Birdie, he's like Birdie's seeing it, and I'm like, I'm seeing it too. But I don't, we don't want to draw attention. But there was a moment, and I do it automatically. I cut him out of the reaction because he's actually asleep, like somewhere earlier in the reaction, like he's like nodding off. So if you watch the reaction, there's a point where it's just three of us talking, and Gabe's not in the edit for like 10 minutes, and it's only because I saw him, he was asleep already, and I was like, I can't put this on the edit. He doesn't even look like he's half asleep or half awake, so I just kept tuning him out. But in the end, you're right, it was one of the funniest pieces of content we've done. The reaction that we had on the show following the release of the video, the subsequent video of his girlfriend waking him up,
because we had him on the Llama show after we brought him on to speak about it. Like, again, it felt like, it's funny because I want to do this for a career. You're getting to the point where, like, if this happens for a career for you, you're gonna be like about it. And I feel like in these practice years, we're getting experiences that we probably will get at a higher level. Like if a moment happens where somebody wants to bring you on to a show and talk about it, right there was like the first moment that was like, bro, that moment was so funny from a Llama video that we have to bring you on the show to talk about it. And I thought like that was a good experience for everybody because again, it's a learning experience. Like obviously he's again gotten so much better from that point, especially from that point on. Like he hasn't had a moment like that again, but for what the moment was and like how much joy it brought the rest of us, it was a good time.
Yeah, it was
definitely one of the funnier moments of the year. I mean,
and that's why it's the number one moment on the Big Llama show, because it impacted not only the reaction videos on my channel, it impacted the Sunday night live stream with us. It impacted the clips because we made a clip out of this. We talked about it. I think you guys talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it
on stream. I mean, it was for weeks. It was something. It was the only thing we could talk about, and Gabe could not live it down. But is that me or you?
Well, I don't know. I didn't hear no.
You there?
Yeah, you hear me?
Oh, I lost you.
Lost me. The fuck?
Uh-oh.
Hello? Hello? Oh, man. Some technical difficulties. I don't know who you can hear. Did his headphones go out?
Yeah, they did. You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Are you hearing an echo?
I a little bit, but it's good.
Okay. So hey, we'll end the show on that.
You would have. Hey, we're still learning out here, But to you, Llama, always much thanks for having a bunch of goofballs on your platform, letting us use your platform. I mean, you have the most followers, not to flex for you, but you do have the most subscribers. So I appreciate you always. Great moments this year, and hopefully next year we make even funnier moments, man.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, for sure. And thank you, AD, for being the co-host extraordinaire, the guy who pushes me to be on every Sunday, especially on Christmas Eve. Uh, and again, guys, here's what I want to say. Right, is again special thank you to everyone from Blackout, Jay Birdie, Hercules, Gabe, Tang, you know, AD, everybody who's putting out content, the guys at Just Dudes Being Guys, Big Poppy, Angie, Little Llama, anybody who helps us create content, who spreads the word. Thank you guys for supporting the show, supporting the Sunday Night Live stream, for going to AD's Twitch stream, because this is what makes it happen. So we're happy that you guys were able to spend Sunday night with us. Again, even though this is pre-recorded, I hope you guys enjoyed the clips that we played for you guys for this year. We look forward to doing this clip show again next year, because there will be a next year, right? We're going to be back with a bunch of episodes next year. So again, thank you guys. I hope everyone is enjoying their holiday. Again, thank you so much for joining us. I am the Big Llama. He is Blackout ID. This is the Sunday Night Live Stream. We'll see you guys back here next Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on the Big Llama Show here on YouTube, on Facebook, and at Twitch on Blackout_AD. We'll see you guys next Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out, everybody.